Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called Americans Go Shopping in Norway at a Supermarket. First impressions plus thoughts. So I love this kind of videos because I'm so curious to know of what kind of supermarkets people have in other places of the world, what other countries, and if they are similar to American supermarkets in this case, or if they are, no, I doubt they're the same. I'm imagining something very different, but it's probably not how I am picturing it. It's probably not like a Costco, but I'm excited. Let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe.
What's up, guys? We're about to go into Rema 1000 and go grocery shopping here in Norway.
It's that the local sort of as similar to a Target, Walmart?
This isn't our first time going grocery shopping.
Or is it the fancy one?
To a couple different supermarkets throughout our trip, but it is the first time that we've really dove in. We're really excited to take you guys with us because from the little experience that we've had going into the supermarkets, it is really fun. It's quite different than our experience in the States and where we live currently in Germany.
Oh, they live in Germany. Okay. Oh, that's cute. They have mini cards. Are those cold drinks?
So the current exchange rate from a Norwegian kroner to US dollar is about 10 kroner per dollar. So it's really easy to just move the decimal point for...
Okay, easy speak for yourself. I don't think it's easy, but what, 10 kroner, it's a dollar, so 20 kroners to $2. That's so 100 kroner would be $10, I think.
For the sake of being easier math. So these cherries,
I think the
cherries are in season right now. And this little bucket is 100 kroner.
So that's $10?
It's probably about 1 kilo, but that's pretty pricey. 2 avocados for about $3.
2 avocados, $3. Okay, that's, well, I don't know, it depends. Not that expensive. I was imagining something very expensive.
Do you see any exotic produce?
No, honestly, pineapple is the most exotic fruit that I've seen right now.
Are pineapples seen as exotic? I don't think they're that exotic.
Melons, maybe? Like maybe this other melon here.
Watermelon? Cantaloupe?
Let's see the price. I don't know if cheap fits in the definition.
32 kroner for that little one.
Maybe we can get...
That's expensive, but I'm surprised by there's so much plastic here.
Do you want to eat some?
Yes.
It looks like a lot of the fruits here are from like other parts of Europe or even some parts of Africa and South America. But there are a lot of produce that is here local from Norway.
Okay, like what? I'm trying to think what kind of things grow in Norway when it comes to fruits. Apples, raspberries, cherries.
I've been seeing the cucumbers. I believe that some of the tomatoes as well.
One thing I find that's kind of interesting is that the red peppers here are much cheaper than the green, yellow, orange, and in the States. Sometimes
it's like that, but I think it's just because some are riper than others. I know for me they taste different, but I don't know if it's all in my brain.
It's actually different. Like the green bell peppers always seem to be cheapest.
Yeah.
In Germany, we actually buy like a pack that's like red, green, and yellow.
Oh,
that's
love that.
The cheapest. But here you buy them individually, and not only that, but they are individually wrapped, which I find kind of interesting. Oh, no, that one's kind of moldy, but anyways.
I do not like that. There's no why the plastic? You have no need to use that much plastic.
I was surprised to find that red was cheapest.
Whoa, that light is really bright there. So right behind me here we have some of the other fresh produce. A lot of this is from Norway, and one thing that we do notice is that potatoes are a large staple here, at least in the grocery stores. It seems like it. In other places, we've actually seen big bags of like potato flakes, which is kind of cool to see for like mashed potatoes.
So why did we choose Rema 1000? Well, the reason we chose this one is because it's one of the cheapest supermarkets here in Norway, and it's one that's frequented by a lot of Norwegians. In fact,
so not the fancy one.
In fact, it seems like everywhere we've traveled to here in Norway, we're like seeing these. They're all over. One interesting thing just about Norway in general is that we read that there's a lot of competition for groceries here in Norway, and that the number of grocery stores per capita is usually a lot higher here in this country than what most people are used to. So
we love that because it means you can get a grocery store every couple of blocks.
We had a local kind of give us a list from cheapest to most affordable supermarkets, and in this person's opinion it was Boonpri, and then Kiwi, and then Rema 1000. After that Rema 2000, and then Co-op. That's kind of like
Remo and Rema, those are different different things because the 1000 and 2000, it would be, oh, the 2000 one is better.
Least expensive to most expensive. Online, however, it said that Rima 1000, Co-op Extra, and Kiwi are considered to be low price supermarkets. So again, we're talking about one of the cheaper supermarkets. You don't want to get this? No. We made it to the fish section. This is where the fun really happens in a Norwegian grocery store. I have no idea.
I think I would imagine salmon will be super cheap just because I think Norway is pretty known for their salmon, but I don't know, maybe it's just fish in general.
Idea what fish pudding is and what this other thing is, but so interesting. It's so fun for us to just like walk around in this freezer fish section and just realize there's so many products that we've never even heard of and want to try them all. We don't have a freezer, so we're kind of limited, but it would be fun to try some of these. We did have shrimp one night and it was for sure the best meal of the trip so far. Just making that in our little van kitchen. Fish cakes, salmon burgers, a whole bunch of things in these jars that...
All of that looks delicious. I don't know what that is, but again, salmon, so it must be good.
I don't even know what exactly they are. It's really fun. Looks so good.
It does look good. It's only $5.
Yeah, that is actually seemed like a good price.
So I was just talking to the lady asking about brunost, or like the brown cheese, and it turns out that the other store, the other Rima 1000 that we were going to go to, like down in the main shopping area right by the river, it's actually all closed because of the flood, so it's a good thing we came here first.
There was a flood?
Raspberry and this blueberry. I can't believe them have mixed.
Another interesting thing is that Norway does not have a Lidl or an Aldi. So coming from Germany, we see those all over. Those are kind of like the main supermarkets. We do love a good Edeka though. That's kind of our main one. However, in Norway, they don't have them here. It says that they used to have a Lidl in the years in like 2004 to 2008. And they opened up like 50 stores all across Norway, but did not manage to get more than like 1 to 2% of the market share. And so clearly Norwegians didn't really want to be shopping there, and they've ended up closing them all. So kind of...
I'm wondering why. I think Aldi is nice, so why?
Interesting.
Maybe it's nice, but compared to the ones I had, it wasn't better.
1000 actually bought all of those Lidl stores in 2008. So now...
Oh, it was a little, not an Aldi's. But okay, so they just bought it. Okay, so they must be super rich.
Maybe that's why there's more Rima 1000s. I don't know.
So I asked one of the ladies here which brown cheese I should get, because there were quite a few options and some big blocks. This is what
I'm concerned about the brown, but maybe it isn't brown. It isn't, I think. No, yeah, it isn't.
One, it's not too much, about 150 grams, and it's commonly eaten as a snack on like bread and stuff. What we've read online is that it's made from like milk byproducts of whey. Yep, it's brown. Yep. And the lady told me that she didn't eat it all that often, but we're gonna give it a try anyway because we heard it's very popular.
When they told me it's byproduct, I don't know how to feel about this. Maybe it's good, yeah, sure, but maybe I would have liked to taste it before knowing this.
Is it liver?
I'm not entirely sure. My Norwegian is not the
best
top language that I've been studying lately.
So chicken here per kilogram is 187 Norwegian krone. So like $18 for 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 chicken fillets.
I think that's expensive, right?
Kind of pricey.
Yeah. Meatballs.
Tanner.
What are those? I saw they had little schnitzel here for... I have no idea how much. 34 kroner for 2 little schnitzels.
Like almost any supermarket, you have like a discount brand. Sounds like these ones here are called like First Price, Extra, or Prima. These are kind of those discount brands, and that almost all of the stores in Norway are going to carry
the store brand, which is technically seen as generic and the least better. It's the alternative and cheaper option, but sometimes they're good. A lot of times actually are good.
Look for those prices as well if you're trying to keep your trip to Norway fairly cheap and affordable. This is one thing that we've seen, and I'm guessing we'll see when we walk in the store, is that pretty much all of the grocery stores have like a discount area within the supermarket, and these are like a weekly selection of items that need to be sold, and oftentimes they're like significantly cheaper. And
yeah, because otherwise they would go bad. So yeah, it's on sale because we're gonna lose it.
We actually did buy an item from this section, and it was a major fail. We got some pudding, and yeah, we'll just add that clip here briefly for you to see. Show them what we got. Some discount.
Alcohol.
What? No alcohol.
Chocolate milk.
Chocolate pudding.
It's the Piano brand. It's on clearance, baby. Old. This is thick.
Okay.
And it looks
Thick.
interesting.
I'm a pudding person.
Okay,
That
let's.
is probably the least
Yeah, it doesn't look that great.
appetizing one.
Maybe. I'm wondering whether they needed to shake it. Maybe.
That's how I'm gonna eat it.
Ever. Maybe it's just because it's old, but it's like, it's hard to like mash together. Like it just kind of like breaks, which is the weirdest consistency.
But how does it taste?
It's really.
I'm not gonna lie. That's the worst pudding I've ever.
Really?
Interesting experience.
Maybe it was the texture and not the taste.
But hey, it was a good price, and it has been fun to walk through a little bit
And you
of
got to try something new.
the discount sections and see what's available for that week.
Iced tea.
You want to see it? That's caviar.
Does it look like toothpaste?
Is that the pate or something?
It's only like $2 for that. Interesting.
Oh, it's
I
caviar.
always think of caviar as being quite expensive. You can try it?
I've never seen caviar being that cheap. Never in my life.
I don't know. This is a big tube, and I've heard that it smells quite strong.
I can't believe caviar costs $2. Caviar is never that cheap.
So I don't know if I'm going to get this big. If there was a smaller one, for sure.
Kind of fun. You can buy like soup in a bag, and it seems like it's like all made. You just need to like
What?
warm it up, which is cool.
We have seen a lot of these tortilla-looking breads,
Bag. Okay, I've never seen that. Love it.
but they're actually potato breads.
Potato
Quite the
bread.
selection, we can tell it's very popular, and we've tried
Yes.
2 different kinds. I'm probably
good,
going
right?
to get another one just to try to see how different they are. Yeah, you can definitely tell that there are some different thickness, like these down here, a little thicker, compared to these are like a little bit more of like a Mexican style tortilla that
Yeah.
we're
I'm wondering if they do this in different sort of recipes over there.
used to seeing like in the States.
I've also
Maybe a national Norwegian food.
noticed that they have a lot of these pita breads. Some are in the freezer, some are above. That's our kid. But kind of fun. They're definitely like a fun consistency. They look like
It looks almost like a bagel, but
a
not
pull
really.
of road. Kind of fun.
Yeah.
That's the one we got.
That's the one we got last time.
What is
Hot
that?
commodity, all gone. But I still think we're gonna grab some shrimp.
Oh, shrimp. Oh, Gouda.
This bread looks so good. What is that?
Yogurt.
Yep, yogurt. Look, you can buy some yogurt in a bag. They really
In a
like
bag?
this here.
So we meet again.
Yeah, what's up with the bags?
We just tried last night our other fish, mackerel, herring, and
Ooh,
sardine. I'm excited to go back here today.
So fishy.
Get the ones that I like, avoid the ones that I don't
That was it. They have a very strong taste, so very fishy.
like. And I actually really liked the mackerel and tomato sauce when we were here last time, so
It's very
I'll
strong.
be getting some of these.
And look how cute these are. Look at this.
Oh,
What is it?
it looks almost like a chapstick.
It's like a little toothpaste of Nutella
Yeah.
and jam.
Well, but it wasn't Nutella. It was something else, I think.
That's cat food.
Oh.
They have a pretty large Mexican section, actually. When we went to Switzerland, it
Really?
was like very, very small. And even in Germany, it is not this large, at least the supermarkets where we live. And
It's weird they have so many Mexican sort of staples or types of food. Maybe they have a lot of Mexican immigrants over there.
yeah, kind of fun to see. I wish I had like a Norwegian bestie so she could tell me what kind of hazelnut cream I should get, because they do have Nutella here, which, I mean, can you really top Nutella?
No, probably no.
We have tried the white and milk chocolate mixture that our German friends loved, and
I don't think those, I think in theory they look good, but I don't think they taste that great.
they prefer it over Nutella, but we personally don't. But they have a lot of fun options here.
Yeah.
It's chocolate.
Which one?
That one says it's original. One thing I've got to say is that they have a lot of Norwegian products. It sounds like duh when I say that,
Yeah.
but I feel like it is kind of surprising.
Kind of to be expected, right?
Like when you go to the German supermarket, you see a lot of influence from other outside countries too. Don't get
Oh,
me
okay,
wrong,
I get what you-
most
okay, I
of them
get
are
it.
like from Germany, but you're still seeing like some products from France or
Yeah, yeah.
Italy. And when we went to France on our fun road trip, we saw a lot of products from Germany in the supermarkets and Italy as well. But here, I'm not seeing very many. Like there is the Nutella, and I do see a Skippy peanut butter, which that
Oh.
one is a popular item for us
They have skippies over there?
back in the States. But other than that, like all of the other creams here are made in Norway. From like the dairy products, the seafood, the shelf-stable items.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how much is made and from Norway. Not a
Maybe it's because they can't grow a lot of things, so there's a lot of emphasis on other products that they can actually make in-house.
other countries, even like Sweden or Denmark. Kind of surprised by that.
There's-
It's actually
yeah.
impressive. Coming from the States where I feel like everything is imported. I know
Well-
that's an exaggeration.
Yeah.
Tanner's like, stop saying that's an exaggeration, but I feel like there's a lot that's imported in the States within the supermarkets, and so I'm always impressed.
Yes, I agree. I think there are a lot of American products in supermarkets.
Every time we go to a European country of how much like is made within that country.
And something that's really important to talk about when we compare prices or look at prices for grocery items is the average wage of Norwegians, because it's going
Oh, sure.
to seem like things are very expensive. In my opinion, I think they are. But what are Norwegians making?
Yeah.
Because that really can put into perspective if it's really expensive to them or not.
I think I agree because of course you're gonna find it probably expensive because yeah they're from the United States and they're comparing it to stuff in the US. But yeah, you need to compare it to how much people earn over there.
So I did a quick Google search, and the average wage in Norway for the first quarter of 2023, so fairly recent this year, actually increased to 54,000 Norwegian kroner. If
Okay,
we change that to US dollar, it's about 5,355 US dollars per month. So that's per month. So keep that in mind with all of this, is that Norwegians are making
Honestly, I don't think it seems like a lot, but even in the US, even in big cities, I don't think that's a lot. It's normal.
quite a bit compared to other people in the world.
Sure,
So
yeah.
I've never
but-
seen jam that's in this container before. That's like in a squeeze one, but that's a really fun
Okay.
concept.
So we're here in
Sure.
the jam jelly section, and Marissa was very convinced that she needed to buy a bottle of Cloudberry when we were at the last store. And so she did. She bought one, and it was quite a big jar, and she tried it because she'd heard it's a very, they only grow up here, and so she wanted to get some. And she was kind of let down by the expectations. She
Oh,
thought it was
no.
going to be a really nice jam, but it doesn't quite meet up with her favorites like raspberry
I hate when that happens.
and strawberries. So you see some that they have one here. They have a lot of other fruit jams, apple, pear,
Jams?
raspberry, strawberry,
Jams are usually made out of fruit.
blueberry. But yeah, the flavor was, I guess, different.
Yeah, okay, so they didn't like it.
Bathroom break, and the cool thing is that here you can just leave without having to like find a way to like go around the barrier or like walk behind
Oh.
someone as they're checking out, because in Germany and in France I think they had like the
The
little
barriers.
gates for
Yeah.
the aisles that weren't being used for checkout, and it always is like hard to
happening?
leave if you have to go to the bathroom, take your kid, go to the car, whatever. Hi.
Oh,
But
okay.
here, it's just like in the States where you can just walk through in and out, which is kind of nice. They're like the breads, except I think they're stuffed, but these ones are definitely thicker.
Stuff with what?
I actually
What is that?
Get some of those one time, so. You know me, can't go down the cookie candy aisle without maybe tasting something. This
Well, yes, you're in another country. You want to taste
looks
everything.
like it's maybe like a frosting or like some sort of cream inside. I'm kind of salivating. I'm getting hungry. I'm not gonna get these, but I'm gonna
It's always the worst idea to get food when you're hungry because you make terrible choices.
get some food. Looks like for about 12 of them, the cheapest is 42, so $4.30.
For what?
dozen.
X?
So we stayed one night at a really small town here in Norway. I can't even remember the name of the small store that we went into, but it still had a gummy dispenser thing. And I remember being
What?
surprised by that because the bread options were like very limited and everything was quite limited, but there was an option to just get bulk gummies. So kind of funny. It seems like they're in all the stores here and the Norwegians must love them, or at least
Is it Sweden the one that also it's big on their candy? Well, I think Sweden is big on candy. This is gummy bears in particular. I think it's really funny.
their kids must, right? So
It's probably adults, not just kids.
I was saying there's not a lot of products that we see in Germany that we see here, other than I found the
Hold on, I'm seeing the like it says candy, so it's not just gummies. It's also candy, like hard candy. Okay, I love them.
these, and I'm like, why these? Because I've had these, and I think they taste like cardboard personally. It's kind of funny that they have these here, but it was fun looking at the chip section here. They have French fry chips, and I've never seen that before.
Oh my god, is it a French fry but a chip? That's so crazy.
There's like a big selection of Kim's, like a Kim's brand chips, and they do look really fun to try. There's like a ton of different variations. They're like the ruffled kind of chips. So
Like Ruffles?
Kim's kind of dominates the chip section.
So Noah and I made our way back to the potato chip section, and I decided on these Parmesan ones from Bondens. They sound really good.
They sound great.
And you're just trying to say hi. Waking up from a nap. And they sounded really good.
And where's my Norwegian bestie? Because we've tried one of these and it was actually really good. It
What
was
is that?
definitely a smash. But there's like so many different variations. Like you buy it in candy bar form, individual like these kind of remind me of like a bugle,
What is it, chocolate?
like a cone shaped one, or a candy bar, like a thick one.
The fact that they have so many presentations tell me that must be incredibly popular over there.
I don't know which one's better. This one was good. Is it better? Is this one better? So right now I'm not seeing like the individual one. They always have them near the checkout stand, but it's like a really good Kit Kat, like better. The chocolate in it's like much better than
Better than, I think Kit Kat is one of the better sort of candy bars. I think it's really, well, chocolate bars. I think the chocolate is very, very good.
that we've tried in the States.
Just finished up getting some shrimp before we leave.
Hold on, the shrimp is in a paper bag? That seems, it's frozen. I think that's weird. I don't know, it's gonna wet the bag.
This will be nice for dinner. We found a very nice playground and park, not very far away from the store, so it's actually
They're supposed to be wrapped. I'm just stuck on the shrimp.
been really nice.
Drive.
A very short drive Willow wants to add, and it's been really nice because it was raining a lot earlier.
It looks nice.
Willow would like to show you her little gummy candy that you got, huh?
This
Yeah.
orange.
Orange. But we wanted to showcase this is what
Okay.
the brown cheese looks like.
Not as brown as I was expecting. I was expecting something brown, literally brown. This is more mustard colored. Do you
Smells
know?
a
Color?
little bit different than like a normal cheese would. I've also read that it can be a
Different.
little dry and gummy. Maybe that's not
Okay.
quite the right term, but a little
Okay, it doesn't look so appetizing the way he's presenting this.
dry compared to normal, but
How?
caramel cheese is
Oh.
exactly what this tastes like. You have a lot of that creaminess of the cheese, but it's even
Okay.
more creamy. I'm actually not that turned away from it. Very unique thing. Glad that we tried it though. Having some of the
Caramel cheese, I think sounds great. Not the caramel with the cheese, but it sounds good.
cloudberry jam. Honestly, I think I masked it enough with the butter. Yeah, it's not as strong as when I was eating it plain, so I think it kind of like mellows out the flavor. And
He's like, it tastes good because it has a lot of butter, so technically not the jam.
I kind of like it.
It's actually like 2-piece, so this is a
This reminds me of a Mars bar.
king size. It says it is from Norway. This is from the Fria brand, and you see this chocolate all over. I feel like this is the main chocolate in Norway.
Okay.
Most of the times the chocolate bars, right there, are in yellow. And I did get one of those. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm excited, so.
Looks good. What does it have? Almond? Peanut?
It's like a Three Musketeer.
Ugh.
I don't really love Three Musketeers. There's
Oh,
some caramel
but they're good. They're sort of mushy on the inside.
flavor in here. Kind of
Yeah.
marshmallowy. Not a huge fan, but that's just because of preference.
Okay.
If you like Three Musketeers, you'd probably like this one better because there is some caramel
Looks
at the
good.
top. So before I said caramel, but I couldn't like taste it on my first bite. But now it's like clearly and evidently there. So that's kind of fun. And I think elevates it compared to a Three Musketeer. The chocolate is better. I have to say that too. Like chocolate's just better in Europe than
Yes.
it is in the States.
Absolutely.
This has been a really fun experience here in Norway. We didn't mention it at the first of the video, but we're here in Lillehammer, which is a resort town, like ski
Oh.
resort town, that the Olympics were held here in 1994, and more recently in 2016, the Youth Olympics were held here. It's a fun little place
Hosting the Olympics twice, I think that's quite a feat.
to stop by, and we're excited that we were able to come and see it here and get a little bit of good weather. This ends out this video. We hope you guys have enjoyed it, seeing a little bit about the Norwegian grocery stores as much as we did. We had a fun time, almost spending about 2 hours in there, exploring, seeing the different food options. Be sure to let us know of any other Norwegian foods that you have tried living here or visiting here that we should have tried. It's always fun to see what other people's thoughts and reactions are to some of these foods. We've definitely enjoyed it and hope you have too. Go ahead and hit that like and the subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you haven't already heard, we have a Patreon community that we've started. And in that space, I'm doing videos where I'm going to be doing cost breakdowns of all of our trips for the last few that we've done, including all of them here in Scandinavia. But not only that, we share videos about what we're brewing in our upcoming videos and travels and life in general. And we're also doing Q&A videos that you can contribute and submit some questions for us to answer. Thanks again, everyone. We'll see you in the next one.
Okay, so a lot of things that I found quite interesting. To begin with, I just want to say the chocolate, I think it's much better in Europe. I think if you compare to, I think chocolate in the US doesn't tend to be very good. And it's super popular. You have your Snicker bars, your, Mars, Musketeers, Bounties, whatever. Hershey's, I think the taste, especially Hershey's, I think tastes very, I don't know, it doesn't taste that great to me. And European chocolate, as in, and I'm not even talking about good quality sort of Lindt Swiss chocolate. No, I'm talking just normal candy chocolate bars that you would get just normally. I think they are so much better. The quality is so much better than something like Hershey's. I think that it's not good at all. And I think it's sort of disguised a little bit when you get, I don't know, I'm just a Snickers and Hershey's hater, probably. But I don't know, there's so much variety and some other types of chocolate, especially American chocolates, that are a little bit better and not the most famous ones. But they're better, but still not as great as compared to your medium sort of European chocolate, and candy bar in general. But I have to say, maybe it's just me because I have a sweet tooth, but I adore the fact that they have the gummy situation. They have a gummy sort of dispenser apparently all over all those grocery stores. I love that. I think those are my people. Would love to know what is it? Is it a cultural thing? Is it recent? I don't know. How did this came to be? Because I think maybe that's just my perspective, but I think usually, as sort of society progresses and advances, I think there's a lot of emphasis and, people have to obviously eat healthier and make healthier choices with their eating habits. And of course, absolutely, everything is organic and everything should be farm to table. But even that, and especially I think in a country that I believe really cares about the health of its citizens, being, again, maybe it's just compared to the US, which doesn't really, there's a lot of, Americans, they're feeding them trash. Okay, not exactly that, but similar, they don't really care. There's a lot of, a lot of those things are not really good. A lot of the things that you would find at a US supermarket are not the best, especially again when it comes to prepackaged everything. So it's surprising to me that a country as like Norway, which I believe, yes, sort of the quality of life is incredible, and you're constantly hearing how everyone's so happy because they have incredible lives and they earn very well and everything. Yes, the government takes care of there's public health care and whatever, etc., etc. So it's funny that even then, with all those things of, everything should be organic and everything's better and everything's just better in general, they still have gummy dispensers in their grocery stores and at their supermarkets. Which again, maybe gummies are organic, maybe they are sugar-free. I doubt it, but maybe there are options, sugar-free options and just sort of organic options, vegan options, although I know vegan or not vegan, that's not necessarily healthier than meat eaters. But in general, I don't know, I find it quite interesting because of that. But maybe it's because, if they are eating healthy and all the other foods there's an emphasis, I think, in getting good quality food in general. Maybe it's but you can have a little gummies as a treat. It's okay. It's not, no one's gonna die just because they have a few gummy bears every once in a while or even just once a week. I have to say, I don't know if I would control myself. Obviously, as a tourist, I would go crazy in this aisle. I would go, yes, all the gummy bears, or just gummies, or just in general, yeah, of course, and the candy. However, if I lived there, I don't know if I could be trusted. I think I would be, no, I'm not, that's a treat, no. Maybe I think the novelty wears off. I think, yes, of course, if you're moving somewhere if you're on vacation, of course you're gonna be, yes, I want to try everything. But maybe again, if you're moving, and I'm seeing this is us from the perspective of an outsider, yeah, maybe if you're moving there, you're gonna be the first couple of months, probably you're gonna be, oh my god, yeah, so excited, you're gonna get all the gummies. But then probably after a while, it just, the novelty wears off, and it's okay. Chill, relax. I'm not having those gummy bears every single time I go grocery shopping. But that was, on one hand, I found that very, very curious, but yeah, in a good way, because I like it. I think I would have seen, what I would have liked to seen more, because the potato chips, I think they only showed us about two, and the Parmesan ones, they look great. I wanted to see the other ones. I don't know, they seem like they have a lot of good quality potato products. Even the French fry chips, I don't know how to call them, I thought they had something else, something of the sort. And yes, I think obviously there were time constraints, but I would have loved to see what kind of chips they have, because if the potatoes are so good over there and they're a staple, I would love to know, okay, so what kind of potato chips you guys do have over there? I would imagine there's a great variety. They have dill pickle, ketchup ones, probably French onion potato chips. I think they would also have that. And again, I would have loved to see that. The other thing that I find quite curious is about the discount section. Not specifically that they have a discount section, because obviously a lot of supermarkets do this, a lot of grocery stores, but it's usually more, I think in the US, but I think that's a very American thing, they do coupons. I don't know if Norway or Europe in general, but especially Norway does the coupon thing. I don't think it's that popular, but I think there's a difference as well, because again, in the US, even if they don't have coupons, they have this week sale or this weekend sale, and it's for a couple of days or even a week, and it's a lot of, there's some of them are on sale, just, they take a couple of cents off or whatever, but it's usually in bundles, in these huge bundles, or you get, I don't know, 16 yogurts for, $8, and when it usually would cost you 12. Stuff like that. There's a lot of bigger, I think, especially if you buy in bulk, there's a lot of, it is cheaper like that. And of course, the discounts are, they are by section. You will find, if you're getting, the cookie discounts, well, you're going to find them when the sweets are, where the sweets are, or where the cookies are. And there's a tomato, did they have a discounted tomatoes, but they're going to be where the tomatoes are. They don't have a sort of a discount section where they put everything. And she mentioned it's probably things that are about to go bad, and obviously they don't want to waste it. And it's sort of a limit, a sort of a last minute opportunity, because they don't want to throw it away, right? So it's a last minute thing, and then the last minute deal, that would be great if they were calling last minute deal. But I don't know, it's kind of weird to me that they are sort of, this is the discount section, and this is where we're putting everything that it's on sale. Because again, usually you would just go and you would find, what a surprise, the cheese that I like, it's on sale. But you have to go, they're not moving, they're not going out of their way to sort of go to another section. And the other thing that I find, of course, is going to be very different, but I think that's probably not just in Norway, but I think just in general all through Europe. The difference, I think, in sizes compared to the US, I think is really, it's almost comical. It's really funny. You would hardly, again, especially because what I'm seeing here in Norway, all the products are sort of normal sized. There's nothing so incredibly big, or again, there's not, and probably there are stores that sell things in bulk. But I think in the US, it's much more common to see this huge bulk boxes, and you buy everything in bulk. And there's not even an option. No, everything's sort of small. Some of the things that I also, and speaking about small, although not really, because it was a giant tube, but still, I don't know if he got confused, but the caviar section, and I've never seen caviar being that cheap, because caviar usually it's sold in that sort of presentation. I haven't seen it either in my life, because usually caviar comes in those little jars, and they're tiny. Yes, they're very expensive, but they're tiny, and they're sort of glass. And yeah, I think it's just a little container, but I've never seen them as in a squeeze tube. I think that's so weird to me, the concept of getting caviar in a tube and being so cheap. I'm wondering if maybe he got it wrong, or no, maybe, again, I have no idea. So maybe Norway caviar is just extremely cheap because maybe they produce it. Although I think caviar, I think it's a Russian thing. I think in Russia is probably where I would assume it's cheaper, because I think a lot of caviar comes from there. but maybe it also comes from Norway. So maybe, I don't know, maybe Norwegians love their caviar, and it's really because it's also very cheap. So maybe that, but I think that was the most surprising thing about this video was, okay, that's really strange to me. I don't know, that's really weird. And the brown cheese, that was, I'd never seen that in my life as well either. It's okay, so it's sort of, it's a piece of cheese, so it's a slice of cheese, but it's only slices. It's not a block, and it's byproducts of cheese, which doesn't sound that appealing. But I would taste it. I would try it because it looked good. But I don't know. It's sort of weird, but good. They're resourceful. They're not wasting other parts of the sort of milk process, cheese processing. I don't know. I have no idea how they make cheese because I don't want to know. I like cheese. So I am better, I think, living in blissful ignorance is don't tell me how you make this cheese because I like it. So I know the process probably is going to be quite disgusting. So it's, you know what, out of sight, out of mind. And the other thing that I find quite interesting as well is the sort of medium wage, because she mentioned it's about $5,000 around it. And yeah, I think I don't know, everything seemed to be, I think it just depends. They didn't, they obviously they weren't doing, just the staples of how much a person would need to earn to buy stuff for, their weekly grocery shopping. But I think some of the things were expensive. Yes, especially I think the produce, I don't know, the cherry tomatoes I think were very expensive. Doesn't surprise me because again, it's super cold. I would assume a lot of the things are not grown over there just because they physically can't. But I don't know, I think the 5,000 one is, you know what, I think that's not, I think, yeah, compared to the rest of the world, yeah, probably it is a lot. But I think in some people in the US, of course, but that doesn't seem like a lot of money. So, I mean, maybe it's just my impression, and they earn a little bit more, or maybe it's not as expensive as I am imagining. That 5,000 seem, well, I think you're coming up short. How do Norwegian people live? Or because maybe housing is kind of cheaper, so maybe it's cheaper. So again, maybe food is more expensive, but houses are cheaper, or housing in general. So maybe that's how they are coping. But I don't know. It seems I would have thought it was more than that, just because I'm constantly hearing how Norway is incredibly expensive, and yes, the food situation. I mean, I don't know. Some things were expensive, but others were quite surprising because they were kind of cheap. Although I get it, they were at the cheap supermarket, so maybe in other fancier supermarkets and grocery stores, probably obviously it was gonna be more expensive because it's fancier. But I was pleasantly surprised. I think not as expensive as I was imagining. But yeah, produce, of course, is gonna be expensive because they literally can't. I would assume potatoes are cheap, but yeah, tomatoes, they can't grow tomatoes. Of course, those tomatoes are gonna be super expensive. They're imported from God knows where. So yeah, of course, and fruits as well, because everything has to be imported. So I don't know. That was quite shocking to me. But yeah, maybe not as expensive. Who would have? I mean, I don't want to say this, but maybe because maybe I'm totally off. But Norway not as expensive as I was imagining. But yeah, again, maybe this is just one video, and if I watch other videos, I'll be like, no, it is really expensive. But that was my first impression, so I don't know. But that was it for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye!